Hello, welcome back to Move 365. We're going to talk about how you get out of bed, how you turn over in bed. This is something we are all going to do, and you can either make it something of a conditioning exercise for your core and for your hips, or it can be a repetitive stress that irritates your back. Certainly I see lots of people who have already got back pain whose experience of turning in bed provokes their pain. We can sometimes often find ways to help them to make that movement more comfortable and, crucially, less irritating to the tissue that is consistently provoking their pain. So I'm going to slip my shoes off and I'm going to lie down. So here we are, in this case, lying on my back. Now, this is a narrow treatment table, and when I ask people to get up to a sitting position from here, very often they don't feel comfortable rolling onto their side. They want to perform a sit-up, and the problem with that is that it's massively stressful for the tissues in your lower back. The discs take a huge amount of compressive load, and we're bending forward from the waist, which a lot of people, particularly people suffering with disc problems, they won't tolerate that. It hurts them. People with sacroiliac joint or other ligamentous problems in their lower back or pelvis also tend to struggle with that movement. And so the key thing is to be able to roll a little bit. And one can either roll from pushing off one hip to disengage the hips from the surface, because obviously there's friction here. I can't just slide sideways. I have to disengage, lift my hips a little bit in order to just edge round onto my side. And I want to get all the way round onto my side. Again, I find a lot of people, they get sort of 45 degrees around instead of a full 90. And then they still try and sit up from there. It doesn't work, it hurts. And it's so much easier if they can just make small incremental movements, shuffling round, little edging round onto their side. And from here, it's so much easier to just drop the legs over the side of the table and to sit up. Now I've made that look a bit laborious because I'm pretending to be somebody with back pain. But in reality, it's just this and this. I don't have back pain, so I can move in that range of movement pretty easily. I could do a sit-up if I wanted to, but I don't want to because I know that that's a greater challenge on my back, and I want to move in ways that reduce the stresses on my back and actually, in this instance, help me to engage muscles in my core, in my abdominal core, and in my hips. Just lifting my hips up like that, I'm using my glutes. I'm also, because I'm not letting my lower back flex and just roll around, I'm bracing with my abdominal muscles to keep a stiffness in this area in order to allow me to turn comfortably. So stiffening and bracing your abdominal muscles without changing the shape in your lower back, so you've got that little neutral hollow curve. Disengage the hips and little turns around to your side, all the way around onto your side, where you can just sit up like so. Obviously, if you've got more room to roll, I inch right to the side of the table. If I've got room to roll, then again, it's probably helpful just to have one leg down and the other one bent. You can just drive off that hip and roll yourself onto your side, and up you sit. Again, if you've got back pain and you're sensitive to some of these movements, then brace your abs first. Really tighten these muscles up and keep that tension as you roll onto your side, so that the pelvis and the shoulders, if possible, all go as one. That you're not moving your hips first and then the shoulders, or the shoulders first and then the hips, but that you've locked it all together so you can just push around from this hip onto your side and then up you go from there. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Comment down below, like and subscribe to the channel, and remember, life is better when you're moving.